PJ Top Shabbat right before this. So I had on my full PJ outfit, and I was like, I gotta change my well-being clothes. No, David was like, no, you don't have to. And I was like, right.
I was just making everything.
Yeah. But leading services, I mean. Yes.
And the
You guys
Joel
did make it closer to my house.
So I was like,
well, I feel like we're in the
dog, and then I ripped off
Test, 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 test. Thank you. I'm gonna go grab a cough drop or two. Um, oh, now it's worse. Can you hear my voice? Check, check. Better now? Check, 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 check. Great. Oh, that's a light bulb. It adds. I'll close the door. Shabbat shalom, everybody. So glad you're all here today. I want to just take a second to offer some gratitude for this community, which over the last month has held down the fort as I have recuperated. I am grateful for all of you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So glad to be on the mend and grateful to be able to be here with you all this evening. So thank you all so much for everything. I'm going to offer you a second to just take a breather, a big deep breath, and maybe get centered about what you're feeling grateful for this Shabbat. Ozi vezimrat ya, page 6. Vayehi lishua. Ozi vezimrat ya, 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 vayehi lishua. So this week, I got to do something that is one of my favorite things to do in my job. I have a lot of favorite things, obviously, but two of the best things to watch are a 7th grader's transformation throughout their bar mitzvah process, or bat mitzvah process, or b mitzvah process. From the beginning to the end of the process, they sit on my couch and they're terrified and they're like not sure that they can do it, and then they get up here and they just transform. Even the ones I have to pull along the way, which I'm sure you're surprised to hear that there are 7th graders I have to pull along the way. But the thing about kids is that you get to see them transform often, right? There's always a different stage or phase or something new. We don't often see that with adults, except in the conversion process. There are other exceptions as well, but helping somebody find their spot that their soul has always been is one of the honors of my life. It is magical and wonderful, and I feel so grateful. So this week I got to help do that with our very own Lily. We're so excited and so happy for you. So I'm going to invite you to come up and light Shabbat candles with me if you would, and then we'll offer you a blessing. Lily has already been leading services and, et cetera. Played Kol Nidre, cello at Kol Nidre, but getting to do this with you this week was awesome. So we're going to light candles. If you were looking for the candle blessing, we're on page 9. You got it. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kitshanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu lehadlik ner shel Shabbat. Shabbat Shalom. So I'm going to give you a private blessing before the ark, and I'll invite you all to stand, and then I'm going to say a few words out loud, if that's okay. Cool. Okay. All right, I'm going to say some words out loud. I'm going to turn on my microphone and say some words out loud. So Lily, okay, I'm not going to cry, I promise. I might break that promise, sorry. Lily is a spectacular human being. If you haven't gotten a chance to meet her, I invite you to do that. Lily, the Hebrew name that you chose was Shira Aden. And Shira means song, but it doesn't just mean song. And I said this to you on Wednesday and Tuesday, one of the days this week that we did this. I was there. Shira does not just mean song, it means joyous song. And your love of music and also the way that you are is a joy. The way that you bring light to this community and to everybody who is lucky enough to get to know you, that name is so fitting. And Eden means like the Garden of Eden, right? And it comes from it's a name after your grandmother, Edith. And also it's significant for pleasure and peacefulness. And our prayer for you is that you will find that here and in any Jewish community that you find yourself in the future. We are so lucky to have been the beginning point, but this is just the beginning, and we are just so excited for you. So I'm going to offer you some words that come from the Torah, that are ancient words of our ancestors, who are your ancestors. And I'm going to invite you all to say after each line, Ken yehi ratzon, which means may this be God's will. Yivarechecha Adonai v'yishmerecha. May God bless you and keep you. Ya'er Adonai panav elecha v'kunecha. May God be gracious to you. Yisa Adonai panav elecha v'yasem lecha shalom. May God shine, Ken yehi ratzon. May God shine God's glorious face onto you and grant you shalom, which is peace. It comes from the word shalem, which means wholeness. And may your soul always feel whole here, even when it's hard. We're so grateful for you. Mazel tov, siman tovu, mazel tovu, mazel tovu, siman tov, siman tovu, mazel tovu, mazel tovu, siman tov, siman tovu, mazel tovu, mazel tovu, siman tov. Yehei lanu, yehei lanu, yehei lanu, ulechol Yisrael. Yehei lanu, ulechol Yisrael. Siman tovu, mazel tovu, mazel tovu, siman tov, siman tovu, mazel tovu, mazel tovu, siman tov, mazel tovu, siman tov, yehei lanu. We are so happy and so excited. Thank you for celebrating with us. Congratulations. You worked hard to be the place that you've always meant to be, and we're grateful to be a part of it. Mazel tov, Lily! Woo! I'm going to invite you to all be seated as we continue our service. Lily is also our star Hebrew student. So if you wanted to hear about that, Marcia, our Hebrew teacher, is here, and she'll tell you all about it. It's getting to celebrate Simchas during Adar, which is the month that we're in. We're actually in Adar Aleph still, the first Adar. It's a leap year, which means not just an extra leap day on the February 29th, but a leap month. And it's a weird time to think about joy with everything happening. And so I'm so grateful for the rituals that our tradition provides and the moments that we get to celebrate somebody so special. So I'm just thrilled. It's very exciting. Lily, on every committee. Mazel tov. Would you like to join all of them? Okay, she'll think about it. Very diplomatic answer. We're going to continue with Lecha Dodi on page 14. Lecha Dodi likra kala b'nei Shabbat nekavela. Lecha Dodi likra kala b'nei Shabbat nekavela. Shamor v'lachor b'dibor echad Hishmiyanu el ha-meyuchad Adonai echad, u'shmo echad, l'shem ol tiferet, ve'litchila, lecha dodi, likra kala, b'nei Shabbat, nekavela, lecha dodi, likra kala, b'nei Shabbat, nekavela, likrat Shabbat, lechu v'nelcha, ki hi mekor haveracha, merosh mikadam nesucha, sof ma'aseh b'machshavat tchila, lecha dodi, likrat kala, b'nei Shabbat, nekavela, lecha dodi, likrat kala, b'nei Shabbat, nekavela, likrat Shabbat, lechu v'nelcha, ki hi mekor haveracha. Did I do it twice? Mirosh mikedem nesucha, sof ma'aseh b'machshavat tchila, lecha dodi, likrat kala, b'nei Shabbat, nekavela, lecha dodi, likrat kala, b'nei Shabbat, nekavela, hitoreri, kiva orech, kumi uri, shir daveri, kevod Adonai, alayich nigla, lecha dodi, likrat kala, b'nei Shabbat, nekavela, lecha dodi, likrat kala, b'nei Shabbat, nekavela. Boi v'shalom, ateret bala, gam v'simcha, u'v'sohola, toch emunei, am segula, boi chala, lecha dodi, likrat kala, b'nei Shabbat, nekavela, lecha dodi, likrat kala, b'nei Shabbat, nekavela. We're going to continue with Chatzi Kaddish on page 17, our prayer of transition from one part of the service to the next. In Aramaic, a string of words of praise. Yidkadal v'yidkadash shemei Rabbah, ve'alma divarach yirutei v'yamlich malchutei, v'chayechon uvyomechon uv'chayei zechol beit Yisrael, ba'agala, uvizman kariv, ve'imeru, amen. Yehi shmei Rabbah mevarach, le'olam olal me'omaya, yitbarach v'yishtabach, v'yipa'ar v'yitramam v'yitnaseh, v'yitadar v'yitaleh v'yitalal, shemei dekudesha barichu, le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata, tushbechata v'nechemata, ta'amiran be'alma, ve'imeru, amen. I invite you to rise in body and or in spirit and join us on the top of page 18. As we bless the source of life, so we are blessed. As we bless the source of life, so we are blessed. and our blessing gives us strength and makes our visions clear, and our blessing gives us peace and the courage to dare. As we bless the source of life, so we are blessed. Baruch hu et Adonai HaMevorach. Baruch Adonai HaMevorach le'olam va'ed. I invite you to be seated. Will you pray with me at the top of page 20 in the English? Somewhere at the fringes of night, the shadows of darkness soften, and earth comes alive with hints of light. My heart fills with fresh, bright hope, and the world stirs to give birth to color. Colors are secrets not seen in the dark, like the promise of God when darkness is visible. Creator, you who bring dawn from the darkness, break the used goblets of my yesterdays. Let me find wisdom in the shards and grow in knowledge of your eternal presence. Baruch atah Adonai, Hamariv Aravim. Blessed are you, Almighty One, who makes the evenings fall. We're going to continue with the alternative Ahavat Olam at the top of page 21. This is an English prayer. If you haven't heard us do this before, the words are here. And Ahavat Olam is a prayer about God's unending and everlasting love. So this is about right. We are loved, loved, loved by unending love and unending love. We are loved, loved, loved by unending love and unending love. We are embraced by arms that find us, even when we are hidden from ourselves. We are touched by fingers that soothe us, even when we are too proud for soothing. We are counseled by voices that guide us, even when we are too embittered to hear. We are loved, loved, loved by unending love and unending loved. We are loved, loved, loved by unending love and unending love. We are supported by hands that uplift us, even in the midst of a fall. We are urged on by eyes that meet us, even when we are too weak for meeting. We are loved, loved, loved by unending love and unending love. We are loved, loved, loved by unending love and unending love. So this evening, before you all arrived, or before most of you all arrived, we had PJ Tot Shabbat. It was very cute and very snuggly, and it was hard to put back on my grown-up clothes, but here we are. So one of the things that we talked about this evening was Shema, and I learned today the ASL for Shema, which I'd like to teach you if you haven't already learned it. But the reason I want to teach it to you is not because I think I equate you with the tots. That's not, to be clear, that's not what we're doing. It gave me a different perspective on the prayer. And I'm always talking about Shema and how we think about like embodying the prayer and putting the words in our bodies and what does it mean to connect to the oneness of everything. So Rabbi Darby, who put this on YouTube like 12 years ago with Ritual Well, which is a wonderful website if you haven't seen it, and taught about the reason that he wrote these specific signs for Shema. Now, of course, if you spoke like Hebrew sign language, you would have words for that, which we could learn. This is sort of Shema translated into American Sign Language. So one of the things we talked about this evening was that Shema doesn't just mean listen or hear, because for somebody who does not hear, that maybe doesn't land. But also Shema can be pay attention, right? So the sign for that is this, right? So Shema. And then we learned about Yisrael, which is this. But that, he said, means more like the state of Israel. And so he wanted something that encompassed the peoplehood, right? So he does this, and then he does this, where he brings everybody together. And that sign, really, I was like, oh, yeah, sure, all of the people, right? And then Adonai he talked about expansiveness, right? The idea of Shema is talking about the oneness and the expansiveness of God. So he used this sign for Adonai. And then this sign, which means our, because Eloheinu is, our God, but saying our again, and then Adonai. And then he said you could do Echad. That would be a sign for one that makes sense. But the way that he taught it was to do this and then this as the oneness of everything and everything together as one. And it just really I really liked it, so I thought I would teach it to you. If you want to do it with me, great. If you want to do what you normally do, which is to cover your eyes or close your eyes or something else, also great. I invite you to do that. But we're going to just try it just to see if it feels a little different. And I invite you to join me, and we'll do it. So you want to go over it one more time before we... Okay, you got it. Yeah. Okay, so Shema, pay attention. Yisrael, people together. Adonai. And then Eloheinu. It's like shoulder to shoulder. And then Adonai. Echad. Excellent. You could use that pinky if you want that. You're used to holding up a pinky when the Torah is up. I get that. That's a great question. I don't have an answer to that question. Do you know?
So this is the handshake for I in American Sign.
Okay.
I'm not sure why it's near the mouth. It's a lexicalized sign, so it's supposed to have a relation with words. I take sign language.
Oh, you take sign language. Right. So it's a lot of signs have, you're not just spelling out a word. Many words and people have a name sign. And so this is the sign for I, right?
Yes, it's a sign for I.
Right.
And a lot of signs will have the handshake of what the letter that it first starts with.
And a lot of signs will have the hand shape of the letter that it first starts with. So we don't know why it's by the mouth. I will find out and let you know. It might be about eating. Could be about beards. I don't really know. I know this is the sign for rabbi. It doesn't really apply to me, but I've been trying, but so far nothing. Maybe when I get older. I just thought it might, pay attention. Shema, Yisrael, and then bring all the people together. Adonai, Eloheinu, Adonai, Echad. Should we try it? You can try it, don't try it, whatever you're comfortable with. I invite you to play along with us if you'd like. Just another way to put the words in our bodies. Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad. Baruch Shem Kivod Malchuto Le'olam Ba'ed. That's beautiful. I'm grateful for that. Thank you. Right? Oh, and then there's clapping in sign language. That's perfect. We're going to continue with Via Hafta. It's in the middle of page 22. Now, I want you to know they also learned a bunch of signs for Via Hafta. I'm not going to teach them to you tonight. I think one thing at a time. Temple Israel in Boston has a way that they teach the kids like the meanings of the signs with the meanings of the words with the signs. So that's my next project. But for now, we're just going to chant it together. ואהבת את אדוני אלוהיך בכל לבבך ובכל נפשך ובכל מאודיך והיו הדברים האלה אשר אנוכי מצווך היום על לבביך ושיננתם לבניך ודיברת בם בשבתך בביתך ובלכתך בדרך ובשוכבך ובקומך וקשרתם לאות על ידיך והיו לטוטפו בין עיניך וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובשעריך. Bottom of 24. למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותי והייתם קדושים לאלוהיכם. אני אדוני אלוהיכם אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים להיות לכם לאלוהים. אני אדוני אלוהיכם. I'm going to continue with Mi Chamocha, our prayer for freedom, in the middle of page 25. Yai dai dai yai dai 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 yai dai 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 yai dai 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 yai dai 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 yai dai 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 yai dai 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 Mi chamocha ba'elim Adonai Mi kamocha ne'etar b'kodesh Nora tehilot osefele Nora tehilot osefele מלכותך ראו בניך פוגי הים לפני משה ומרים זה אלינו ואמרו זה אלינו ואמרו אדוני ימלוך לעולם ועד אדוני ימלוך לעולם ועד Yai lai lai yai lai 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 yai lai 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 yai lai 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 yai lai 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 yai lai 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 yai lai 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 lai. Let's continue with Hashkivenu on the next page. Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu l'shalom v'hamidenu shomreinu l'chaim. Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu l'shalom v'hamidenu shomreinu l'chaim. Oh, guide my steps and help me find my way. I need your shelter now. So rock me in your arms and guide my steps. And help me make this day a song of praise to you. So wrap me in your arms and guide my steps. Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu l'shalom v'hamidenu shomreinu l'chaim. So we're going to do something a little different this evening. We are going to turn to page 51. For the Amidah, and we're going to start it together, but then I'm going to go to silence. If you've prayed in a conservative synagogue or an Orthodox synagogue, you know or you might not know, that this prayer is done several times, but once out loud by the shliach tzibur, or the person leading the service, and then once for silent repetition, basically. So I'm going to offer us the chance to say these words silently. Now, the last time I did this, I had some feedback, which was, but I don't really know Hebrew that well, and I really need somebody else to sing with me in order to know all the words. And my response to that was, I appreciate that, and I know that it's difficult, and I think, this allows us to, if maybe the Hebrew words aren't connecting, spend some time thinking about what the words actually mean, or spend some time praying your own prayers. I'm going to invite you to rise. We'll all stand together in body and or in spirit, and then you can remain standing. You can be seated. The prayer goes from page 51 to 61. You can do all the ones that are marked. It'll lead you through it if you want to do it. And if not, you can pray your own prayers in whatever way feels good for you. So we're going to start and do the first line together, and then we'll go to silence for a little while, and I'll invite you to pray in whatever way feels good for you. Adonai sefatai tiftach ufi yagid tehilatecha. Eternal God, open my lips that my mouth may declare your glory. Hiu leratzon imrefi ve'yon libi lefanecha Adonai tzuri Adonai tzuri vegoali. Thank you for doing that with me. I know that silence can be sometimes uncomfortable, or sometimes if you grew up with it, it feels really comfortable. It just sort of depends where you fall, so I appreciate you trying that out. So this week's Torah portion is Vayakhel, which is the second to last Torah portion of the book of Exodus. We've almost made it. It's very exciting. This Torah portion is primarily Moses reiterating himself, and then the building of the tabernacle. Moses' job is to find every single person and give them assignments according to what they can do. And then Bezalel is sort of in charge of the whole project. Bezalel, by the way, is the name of the street that I lived on in Jerusalem when I was living there many, many years ago. It's rude to think that that was 10 years ago. I don't really appreciate that. But it is the name of the street. And there was an artist fair there every week, which I thought was very on the nose. But probably on purpose. So Moses, Ed and I study often Yitro. That's our favorite parsha to study together. We've been going through it, the same parsha for the last 2-ish years, on and off, right? We're having a great time. And Yitro is Moses' father-in-law, who tells Moses, hey, you really need to learn how to delegate, my guy. He just basically says, you can't do this all by yourself. And so this is a great example of Moses doing that. Moses is saying, you're great at this, you do this. You're great at this, you do this. And we were talking about this at the executive committee meeting this week, because I start with a drash, like a word of Torah, and to remind us why we're all together and why we're sitting in a meeting, is to further our community. And one of the great things is to find the thing that you're passionate about and then do it and help. Right? To say, oh, I think so-and-so really loves doing X. Let's see if we can find a way to engage them. And it's also a reminder that not everybody is going to have every strength. And I'm really grateful for that reminder this week as I get back into the swing of things. She's not here anymore, but Tessa, I'm so grateful for her way of thinking. If you haven't gotten a chance to meet her yet, she's wonderful. But she is so task-oriented and thoughtful, and I am a big picture thinker, as you all know. So she's really, she does things to her strength, and I do things to mine, and it makes a really good team. And it's such a reminder for me. I always feel guilty. I'm like, oh, I didn't quite get this thing accomplished. I should have finished this. I didn't, there's always something on the list. I'm sure you all have lists too that are not done, even though we've hit Shabbat. And I'm really grateful for the reminder in our ancient texts that, it's okay that not everything is my strength, and that there are people for whom those things are their strengths, and I can ask for help. And it is through working together with everybody's strengths that they are able to build the Mishkan, the tabernacle, and make it into the beautiful piece of art that it really is. So that's the thing I'm thinking about this Shabbat as I look at my very undone lists and the things that I have yet to accomplish, and try to set those down for at least the next 24 hours. I offer gratitude all the time for Tessa, and I tell her to her face. This is not anything I wouldn't say in front of her. And she would say, you're right, Rabbi, we do think differently. I'm really grateful for that partnership. So I offer this to you as some thoughts for going into Shabbat if maybe you're like me and you're struggling to think, oh, I didn't quite get everything done. Or I just am having a hard time doing this thing in my life right now. It's okay not to be the expert at everything. In fact, it is what makes us a stronger community for it. My favorite thing is to ask an expert on something a question, and then for them to say, I don't know. Let me get back to you about it. And I employ this strategy often when somebody says, I read this thing in the Torah portion. What does it mean? And I go, let me look it up. Let's look it up together, right? One of the things that rabbinical school taught me was that I have the skills to know where to look, but I don't have all the answers. And so I feel grateful for that ability that Moses is demonstrating here, that we can take an example from, to reach out to people, to encourage us all to find our passions and the things that we're able to help with, and to understand that it doesn't have to be everything. And so as you put down your to-do list over the next 24 hours, I hope you'll get a chance to do some of that, maybe at least for a little while, and offer some gratitude perhaps for not having to be the expert at everything. Shabbat shalom, everybody. We're going to pause now for a moment as we think about all of the people in our community and in our lives who are in need of healing of body and of mind and of spirit. This week in our community, we're thinking of Barbara Saul, Sharon Burns, Joel Ben Moshe, Joyce Holbrook, Janice Book, Mickey Berg, Tom Rutan, and Linda Tashbook. If there's anybody else you are thinking of this evening whose name you'd like to share with our community, I invite you to either rise or raise your hand and share those names aloud. Also, if you're at home, I invite you to say those names aloud in your space or write them in the chat. It's okay. Lexi.
Angela Chesak, Alan Chesak, and all those who deal with addiction.
Thank you, Ed.
Jill Bella, Margie Starr, Bob and Marie Urban, Cheryl and Ed Tunaga, Jim Vandersloot, Jim Stowe,
Carol and Jerry Doctrell and Jerry Kruger.
We join together for Misha Berach, our prayer for healing, which you'll find on the top of page 67. Misha Berach Avotenu Mekor HaBracha Leimotenu. May the source of strength, who blessed the ones before us, help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say, Amen. Mishe Berach Imotenu Mekor HaBracha Lavotenu. Bless those in need of healing with refuah shelema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say, Amen. Before we continue with our service, I'm going to invite David forward to offer some announcements. You are, sir?
Thank you.
Absolutely, thank you.
Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
Welcome to all our members and our guests. I'm David Eisenstein, member of the Board of Trustees hosting tonight. On behalf of the Board of Trustees, I'd like to extend a special welcome to anyone visiting us tonight and, of course, our existing members. As you see in the back of the room, Israel at 75 exhibit from the Detroit Jewish News Foundation is up. Mike Smith, the DJNF archivist, will be speaking about the exhibit at our Sundays at Shul program, March 10th at 10 a.m. On March 10th, our social justice series examining mass incarceration will continue with a luncheon and talk by Peter Martell of the American Friends Field Service. Lunch will be served at noon for a nominal fee. Please RSVP to Sarah Chisholm if you'd like to join. Mr. Martell will begin his discussion at 12:30. Please mark your calendars for our Purim Palooza on March 17th. Volunteers are needed to set up, clean up, and run the games. We also have at the entrance, you might have noticed, our cake boxes. So take a cake box home for our cake walk. See the flyer in the lobby or contact, again, Sarah Chisholm for more information. We will celebrate Rabbi Elisha's birthday and Purim with an adult-only tropical Cuban Purim bash on March 23. I've already ordered my white Cuban shirt for the occasion. Come dressed in tropical attire and be ready to dance the night away. We are looking for people to sponsor Onegs. If you are interested in sponsoring an Oneg, please contact Tessa Goldberg. I personally am trying to get the baseball team to get together and sponsor one. I'm nudging Matt as much as I can. Shabbat Shalom.
I just want to say one correction on this. So we have two big programs this Sunday. Our program with Israel at 75, which will be at 10, and then our social justice program, which does have lunch. Lunch is included, so come at noon for lunch and then stay for the talk. Peter Martell is an incredible person. He'll tell you his story, but he's a lawyer and was incarcerated himself and is really an amazing human being. So lunch is free, but we're asking for donations. If you can help us put it together, that would be ideal. It's mostly Purim that we're celebrating, but it also happens to be my birthday, and it's really Marsha's actual birthday. So it really should be Marsha's Purim bash, but my birthday is 2 days later, which is also very important. And it's Deb Diemstein and Heidi Hirsch. So really, it's their birthday party, and I was also born in March. I'm really looking forward to it. It's going to be a really wonderful couple of weeks, very busy. You don't, yes. If you don't want to dance, still come. There's going to be a ton of great food, very many friends, lots of new people. There is going to be a dance lesson, so if you're like, I could dance, but I don't really know how, dance lesson is first, and then they'll be dancing in the evening. Great music. It's Cuban style, so it's going to be fun, and you'll get a chance to really hang out with friends and celebrate Purim. And you can wear a costume or not a costume, and dance or not dance. As you can tell from our tropical palm tree in the lobby, we're just getting ready. So I'm glad you're all here, and we're going to be able to celebrate all these big things coming up. I'd like to offer this evening the prayer for peace by Reb Nachman of Bratslav. As I'm thinking about everything going on in the world and everything happening in Israel and Gaza, I just keep fervently praying for peace and doing other things, but that is my deepest prayer and wish. So if you'll join me, we're on page 72. I'll read the words and we'll pray together. May we see the day when war and bloodshed cease, when a great peace will embrace the whole world. The nation will not threaten nation, and mankind will not again know war. For all who live on earth shall realize we have not come into being to hate or to destroy. We have come into being to praise, to labor, to love. Compassionate God, bless the leaders of all nations with the power of compassion. Fulfill the promise conveyed in Scripture. I will bring peace to the land, and you shall lie down, and no one shall terrify you. I will rid the land of vicious beasts, and it shall not be ravaged by war. Let love and justice flow like a mighty stream. Let peace fill the earth as the waters fill the sea. And let us say, Amen. As we continue our prayers for peace and our prayers for oneness, we will continue with Aleinu, which you will find on page 74. If you'll rise and join me. ליוצר בראשית, שלא עשנו כגויי הארצות, ולא שמנו כמשפחות האדמה, שלא שם חלקנו ככם, וגורלנו ככל המונם. ואנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים הקדוש ברוך הוא. ונאמר והיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד ושמו אחד. I am on the bottom of page 77. When time and circumstances take loved ones from us, let us fill the emptiness with memories. Memories are the healing heart's way of saying, I won't forget. We are at the end of a period of Shloshim this week for Jean Lichtenberg, mother of Julie Lichtenberg-Stern and mother-in-law to Joel, grandmother of Sasha and Marissa. We'll also recall in the yard sites the anniversary of the deaths of Ruth Fishman, mother of Eileen Nowakowski, Michael McElroy, father of David McElroy, Gerald Starr, brother of Jim Starr, and Joan Lee Sisson, mother of Joseph Price. If there's somebody else you are remembering this evening whose name you'd like to share with our community, I invite you to do that. We stand together, shoulder to shoulder, as we offer the Mourner's Kaddish, the prayer for mourning, that is a string of words of praise, which is sometimes hard to do in a difficult moment, but invites us to remember the good and the challenging. Yitgadal v'yikadash shemei Rabbah, be'alma divarach yirutei v'yamlich malchutei, b'chayechon uvyomechon u'chayei dechol beit Yisrael, ba'agala uvizman kariv v'imru. Amen. Yehei shmei Rabbah mevarach le'olam u'lamei olmaya. Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yipa'ar v'yitramam v'yitnaseh v'yitadar v'yit'aleh v'yithalal shemei dekudesha b'richu. Le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata, tushbechata v'nechemata, ta'amiran be'alma v'imru. Amen. Yehi shlama rabba min shemaya, v'chayim aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'imru. Amen. Oseh shalom b'imromav, hu ya'aseh shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'imru. Amen. May the source of peace bring peace to all who mourn and comfort to all who are bereaved, here and everywhere. To which we say, Amen. Oseh shalom b'imromav, hu ya'aseh shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael ve'imru, ve'imru, amen. Ya'aseh shalom, ya'aseh shalom, shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael. Ya'aseh shalom, ya'aseh shalom, shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael. Right, I invite you to be seated one last time. We're going to do a Kiddush and Motzi situation. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, borei peri hagafen. Chaim, everybody. This is far less weird now that I know that this is. Earlier today, I took a sip of this at the Tashaba. I was like, oh my God, it tastes so weird. And Sarah was like, I think it's fine. The expiration date is in 2025. It should be okay. I was like, oh, I think I was expecting apple juice, but it's grape juice. That is a very confusing thing to experience. And then another of our beautiful first and second grade Shabbat Challah covers. They're so gorgeous. I love them. I know the Purim one will come next week, but I love it. And then when they come and they see that I show people, they lose their minds. It's so cute. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, hamotzi lechem min haaretz. Amen. Is this Lily Challah? No, okay. While you all continue eating, we're going to conclude with I just want to do one last push for peace. Olam Chesed you'll find on page 75 in the English and the Hebrew. Olam Chesed Yibana, a world of justice, righteousness, Hesed, compassion. We will build together. Olam Chesed Yibana, Yananai, Nai, Yananai, Nai. 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 I will build this world from love, Yananai, Nai, Yananai, Nai. And you will build this world from love, Yananai, Nai, Yananai, Nai. And if we build this world from love, Yananai, Yananai, Nai, then God will build this world from love. Yadadai, dai, yadadai, dai. Shabbat Shalom, everybody. I hope you're all able to put down your lists for a little while, not have to be the expert at everything, find some help, and find some rest. I'm glad you were here. Thank you. Shabbat Shalom.